For refugees searching for safety and stability in Europe, the voyage across the Aegean Sea, from Turkey to Greece, is typically the most dangerous and terrifying part of their journey. And yet hundreds of thousands of people have attempted the crossing, because they have no other choice.
The journey in the boat takes about 7 hours, because when you go by the boat, no one help you. They put the refugees in the boat and let them go.
Traffickers do not captain the boats. Instead, they ask for refugee volunteers, most of whom have never driven a boat before.
The sailor was a refugee also. So he says, okay, I'm a refugee also, so I'm not a boat sailor. So our lives was in a sailor's hands who isn't a sailor himself.
Traffickers stuff the small boats as full of people as possible.
At first, I was thinking that we are just 10 people that we go with this boat. When we reached to there, a lot of another people from, I didn't know from where they come. And about 60 people in a small boat, 7 or 9 meters, just that.
And we were just only counting the kids. That's maybe we will miss one.
On the sea, refugees face threats of winds picking up, of boat motors shutting off, of boats sinking under the weight of too many people, of storms coming.
When we started, at first we were twisting. All the people were screaming, crying, and lots of people were praying with loud voice.
He says, this means that we will die. So actually we will die because we are in the middle of storm and okay, the water was coming like big waves, so we will die, we will fall.
When danger begins to arise, often refugees try to call for help. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't.
We tried to call the Turkish Navy and he switched off his phone. And we start to talk to the Greek people and they says, okay, this is not belong to us and we don't care.
And the boat start to sinking and we was now facing the death. We called the Greece Navy and they came to help us. But it was really a death moment. And there was children too. We looking to the children like we cannot do anything. You see that the child dying, you cannot do anything. He crying and he want mercy, he want help, but you cannot do anything. Then the Navy came, the police came and take us to the land.
But you know, all of the things that I said, the experience of passing the seas, you can't feel how was the fear.
La 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 la.
Everybody says that car was me when I'm driving. They said, oh, that car is you. It's very different, you know. And you don't find too many cars like that when it was brand new, you know. It's a Mustang 5.0 convertible, red. It's a kind of old car, but my husband gave me that car when I was more young. And it's like memories of him. I don't want to let it go. One day, I met him over my aunt, and it was all like a party. When he saw me, he just got out of the car and opened the door and even closed the door. He left the door open, and somebody have to say, "You didn't close the door," so we have to go close the door. He was excited, and we start dating. Then after I was dating him for 2 years, I get pregnant for my daughter. My wedding, it was very, very, not a big wedding, but it was not a small, but it was very good. The only thing I was very emotional because of what I did. So maybe 25 years. So I was working 2 jobs. My husband used to work in 2 jobs. I used to run stores in Massachusetts, Dunkin' Donuts. I went to Dunkin' Donuts University to take my degree. Then I went to hairdresser school to take my degree. But, good life with the kids. They have everything we need. My husband got diagnosed with cancer, 47 years old. So we only lasted for 3 months. Then I take him from Durham region, and I take him to Boston to see his parents. My dream, I thought he was going to be okay, and it was already too late. He only stays in Boston to see his parents 2 weeks. Then he died in the hospital. In the hospital, my son was born in the Brigham Women's Hospital, and my husband died in Brigham Women's Hospital. So it's memories you have for the rest of your life. But we have to pray and keep going, because the life is too short. My best memories with my husband, when we used to go out and dating, go see movies. After even when we married, we used to go see movies. We used to go, like we boyfriends and girlfriends. We used to go out. My mother-in-law used to take care of the kids. And I used to go watch movies with him, go out and travel to Florida and going to the beach for vacations. It was the best times. But there's a lot of memories of him when he bought that car. So I don't want to let it go. So I want to fix it, but I hope someday I'll be able to fix it. And I hope I'll be able to drive again. The car is like, it needs work, but it was me. That car was me.
Spring of 1975, actually working for a credit union. The pay was so low that literally I had to get food stamps. One day a gal walked in who worked at a local mine, and she cashed her check. And I kind of went, wow. I knew it would be dirty work, and it would be physical work versus desk jobs that I'd always had. But, it's worth a try. Within the first week, a fellow came towards me and he yelled, "You effing women don't belong here. Go home where you belong." From there on, graffiti showed up. A hangman's noose ended up in my work area. There were other verbal confrontations. These are things that happen. You don't know where they're going to go, if there's more to it than words. I was physically grabbed in the crotch. It was meant as a joke. There were actually 6 men watching this guy do this, and they were laughing about it. So the isolation part was huge. I will tell you that one fellow went to Chicago. He bought mace in those small spray cans that we could attach to our belts. But he knew what was going on. He was concerned. There's a real good example of someone who did do something.